Taiwan says it will not use Chinese-made COVID-19 vaccines due to safety concerns, not politics.
Here's a summary of the article.
Taiwan will not be securing COVID-19 vaccines from mainland China, but for reasons unrelated to politics. Central News Agency reported Taiwan's Minister for Health and Welfare Chen Shih-chung as saying on Sunday, December 6, "Safety is priority." Sean Leon, member of the Central Standing Committee of the pro-Beijing party Kuomintang and son of a former Taiwanese vice president, had criticized the Democratic Progressive Party government for denying the efficacy of Chinese-made vaccines due to their alleged anti-Beijing stance. Chinese-made vaccines were found to have problems in the past, Chen said, adding that vaccination is science-related, and that it is inappropriate to look at it through ideological lenses. Chu Ji-hua, Director General of Taiwan's Centers of Disease Control, also said that there have been past incidences where Chinese-made vaccines had expired or were found to have storage management problems. Chen further said whether Chinese-made vaccines can be imported into Taiwan depends on trade regulations between China and Taiwan. As for the 600 million doses of vaccines that Chinese vaccine firm Sinovac will make available by the end of this year, Chen said Taiwan would have to make considerations based on the safety of the vaccines. Previously, Chen said Taiwan will not purchase Chinese-made vaccines due to a long-standing policy against importing vaccines and other biological products from China, Focus Taiwan reported.
This post received a score of 3,600, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They'll be buying the vaccine the US sells them.
Figured they'd go with the Oxford one.
Why would they do that? It's the least promising of the three leading candidates with published Phase 3 data.
70% is effective enough if you convince enough people to take it. Plus it's the cheapest one by far. The herd immunity percent is pretty low for COVID. In the 60s I think. East Asia usually is pretty good social compliance, so it shouldn't be too hard to convince.
Please elaborate further. Given the ability of this virus to spread, how is it that a low-efficacy vaccine is good enough to achieve herd immunity? If the vaccine is 70% effective, wouldn't that require almost 70% of all humans to be vaccinated, in order to even achieve that level of immunity? How is 60% immunity good enough? I'm not asking to belittle or detract from the message, I'm genuinely curious.
70% of population of Taiwan is peanuts. A country used to battling lots of viruses coming in from large populous neighbors, will very likely reach way more than 70% vaccinated as long as they deem it safe.
Doesn't matter, it's not like China is the only source for vaccines. Given their relationship, this is pretty much predictable.
Well, to be fair, the safety concerns for Taiwan are different. Taiwan has the virus under control and can afford to wait until they have as much data as they want, within reason. In some cases, safety concerns and politics overlap.
And the reasoning is probably both. Would be naive to think politics isn't a factor here.
It could be wrong, but I heard that the distribution of Pfizer vaccine is through regional distributors and China is the hub for Asian countries? If it's true, does that mean Taiwan will have to purchase from China? Can someone knowledgeable correct me or explain a bit?
So they made it clear they won't buy Chinese-made, not won't buy from China. And actually I read some news from Taiwan, in Chinese not in English. Their Chinese news is more inward-facing, that they will buy vaccines that are made in China, as long as not by Chinese companies. The legitimacy of current Taiwanese government is based on their anti-China agenda, so they made all sorts of insane claims all the time. They even refused to launch an independent evaluation on vaccines that includes made by China candidates, they just blanket banned all of them.
2009 to 2019 alone have 9 fake vaccine scandal in China. In fact, a lot of Chinese parents bringing their kids to nearby nations to get vaccine shot.
It's the weirdest thing ever. I have met Chinese nationals in the UK who work and send their earnings back to their family and kids. They would purchase infant formula from within the UK and ship it back at very high costs instead of simply sending money back to buy formula in China. Many Chinese supermarkets in the UK would provide this service.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.